everyone, it's Rambling Hour with Lisa, season 13, episode 12. So this is actually the last episode for this season. Hope you all are well and that you enjoyed our last Sunday. Last week it was from the kitchen. We were doing Valentine's treats and crafts. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. Today, there's not necessarily a theme. I mean, plants. And I'm wearing one of my plant hoodies from that I ordered online from Earth, Wind, and Plants out of the United States. I'll stand up so you can see. Certified plant lover, green thumb. Does that mean I'm certified now? I'm a green thumb instead of a black thumb. I can actually keep some plants alive. This is the thing. Looks healthy and beautiful and happy. Turn it around and you can see on this side it's a bit naked, and it's hard to tell on there, but it's a bit naked and one-sided. It's all going that way, so I've turned it in the bathroom to try and get this side evened out. But what happened was I may have like, these are the ones in the bathroom that I put in the shower or bathtub every 2 weeks. Every week to 2 weeks, every Friday, I try to give them a shower. If not every week, then every 2 weeks. And I kind of left it for longer than that. And then they kind of got dry and brown and everything. And he's just coming back finally. So the other thing is that this is water. Isn't that funny? I drank pop out of a gin glass and water out of a Coke glass. Okay, that just dripped all over me. I'll let my blankie absorb it. I don't have the lid on properly because I filled it with ice. So when I was trying to put the lid on, the ice was poking up too much, so it didn't go on. Anyways, so I won't get the burps while we're talking, and it's just healthier. For those of you who don't know, I don't even know, is it like 3 or 4 weeks now that we're coming up to that me and Steve have been eating healthier, besides occasional treat out when we've gone out for the few birthdays and stuff like that. We've been eating healthier, so we're on track with that. Still not totally better. Haven't added the workout routine in yet. Still coughing and like bleh. And then like sinuses. I wake up every morning with sinus and just, you know, ugh. And then during the day, it like that part goes away for the most part, but the coughing and just feeling like run down, like not run down, like it's hard to say. It's just that I don't have the stamina and electricity, energy that I have when I'm not sick. So it's still, whatever's in my system is still in my system. So water and orange juice and things will help. The temperatures have got more mild here lately, and that's a lovely thing, making me want to be outside. It's been in the teens this week, and have I been outside? Not as much as I want to. I'm doing this 30-day challenge, and it's supposed to be an hour outdoors, and I am not getting my hour outdoors that I would love. However, don't worry, I'll be making up for it as soon as I start going outside. Part of the thing is that I know that it's an addiction, so as soon as I start going outside, I'm going to want to be outside. And I said that to Steve too. I said, I know it's an addiction. I know I'm going to, like, you know, but he said, you better get going on it if, you know, to get everything ready for if we're going to Canada. So yeah, for going to Canada for some of the weeks in summertime, because I'm not going to be here. I said, oh yeah, I'm not even going to feel guilty then for all the hours I put into the garden right now. But also I need to have everything, you know, hunky-dory and ready for whomever I can coax into taking care of my plants while I'm gone. So on Valentine's Day, so this last week, let me see if I can remember what we did. Well, I'll tell you if I remember, but I know on Wednesday, on Valentine's Day, me and Steve babysat our grandson Jackson, so that was a lovely Valentine's Day. Him and I didn't really do anything specific. Besides that, I made a really nice curry tea from scratch. My first time making that type of curry. It was a jalfrezi without peppers or chilies, so it wasn't really a jalfrezi, but and I put chicken and not sweet potato, butternut squash in it, and then made pilau rice from scratch as well, and it was really nice. And Steve's idea, but I made it was to make enough so that we could box them up for Amy and James when Steve dropped Jackson back off to him. So they had that for their Valentine's dinner as well. Thank goodness it turned out nice. But sorry about that. Disconnected for a moment there. So that, me and Steve went to IKEA yesterday. Why, when he's his own boss and we could go during the week, did we choose to go on a Saturday? I do not know, but it was super busy. We got a few things in our trolley, and then by the time we got to the checkout, I mean, it was like that. First we went in the back doors, like we went to check, or whatever. No, we didn't go in the back. Anyways, we went to the back to see the clearance stuff, the reduced stuff. And then the tills were like crazy then. So was the restaurant, so we didn't eat there. Then we went, did our shopping, put our stuff in our trolley. When we went back to pay for things, the lines were just still too crazy. So Steve said he'll go back during the week because Thomas wants to get some stuff from there. And he'll get the few things that we had. We only had a couple things in our trolley that wasn't worth standing in line for. So, but we still enjoyed our day together at IKEA. And other than that, I've just been cleaning. So I have been wanting to clean my room since before Christmas because, you know, I got sick and everything else. So my room was not on the list. I mean, it was on the list. It just wasn't getting done. So finally, this past week, I was working on our bedroom, but then I just put all the kids, like, I have these, like, boxes, again, from IKEA. You know those boxes that, like, they unfold and you put them in those, like, cube shelf things where they fit right in and you can get different colors or whatever. I have some of those that are made of cloth and they're up in the loft. And right when you just go up the loft ladder, I have them right there and they're marked, like, single sheets, double duvet covers, so that the kids can just, like, bring the ladder down, climb up a few steps, and get whatever sheets they need, because I don't have a linen closet upstairs anymore on the landing, and the one in the bathroom just doesn't have the room right now for all their sheets and stuff like that. Anyways, and I tried to let them keep their sheets in their rooms, and that did not work out because they just are not organized, clean people. So I also have mine and Steve's up there until we have a room downstairs and whatever, because we don't have anywhere to put ours either, and because I have different ones for different seasons. So anyways, I went up in the loft to get the clean bed sheets for my bed to clean my room, because the first thing I do when I clean my room is change the bed sheets, the duvet cover, and make it all nice like that. And then when the bed's clean, you already feel like your room is so much better, but then I can set stuff onto the bed while I'm doing everything else. When I got up in the loft to get the sheets, I got distracted and started organizing up there. So because it was warmer outside, but not too warm, it means that the loft wasn't freezing like it can be on really cold days, or it wasn't too hot like it will be soon enough in the summer, or when the temperatures are hot outside. The loft in the house gets like smoking up there and you don't want to be up there. It's like sauna. So it was the perfect time to get it organized and everything up there, especially now that I have lights put up in the loft. So that was nice to get it all organized up there. But then I didn't get my room clean. I did get my bed sheets changed, and it was nice to have nice clean bedding. But the next day I finished cleaning the bedroom. So I've been working on stuff upstairs is my point. Even though I want to be outside, So I think it was like Monday and Tuesday I worked on our bedroom, and then Wednesday we babysat, and then, or something like that. And then Monday, sorry, I was in the loft, and then whatever. Anyways, the loft, then our bedroom, and then now I'm just making my way down the stairs. Today I only did the kitchen. I just tidied and cleaned the kitchen. That seems to be like an almost everyday thing, unfortunately. I remember that when I was dog walking, there was this one farmhouse that we would walk the dogs at. Mom says, "Hi, Lisa." "Hi, Mom." There was this one farmhouse that we would walk the dogs at, and when I would go in to get the dogs, I would look, the kitchen was right, the hallway was here, and the door to the kitchen was right here. And they had these beautiful, big, chunky, like butcher block countertops. And actually, in between us walking, the lady who lived there had renovated her kitchen. So I know what it looked like before and then after when she did it, with these nice big countertops, and it looked so good. And I remember, like, not you know, not judging her because she had a nice home, but like when I would go in sometimes and the counters would have like something spilled or like some crumbs, and you know, like obviously they prepared food and a couple dishes. Like I just think, man, all you need to do is wipe down the counters and this would look so good. And thinking like, if I had a kitchen this nice, I would wipe down the counters and make it look nice all the time. Come to now when we have a beautiful kitchen and I do try to keep it clean, but with kids and everything else, you know, sometimes I'll just have cleaned the counter. I don't know why they need to, we have a cutting board where we do most of the prepping, or even if you're going to use the table, have your thing in one place. They'll make a coffee or a tea or a bowl of cereal, and you'll find like, okay, so they have their cereal here, and then so, but they don't clean up after themselves. So when I go in, there'll be a few pieces of cereal at this part of the table. There'll be milk spilt on the counter because they obviously brought their bowl there and poured the milk in or whatever. And like they can't stay in one place and make a mess in one place, and then they don't clean up after themselves. And part of that is me because I need to tell them to get their butt in gear and clean up after themselves. But yeah, so I have to admit that I don't always wipe the counters. I try to keep it after myself. But then, like I said, I'll wipe everything down, even the cutting board and everything else, and then somebody will go make a sandwich or something, there'll be crumbs all over the cutting board again, but... So, that's what I get for judging that person, like, why doesn't she just wipe down the countertops before she goes to work? Anyways, yes, so today I tidied the kitchen and did that stuff. Most of the dishes go in the dishwasher, but not all of them, so I kind of like leave the knives and things that don't go in the dishwasher, and then when there's enough things that don't go in the dishwasher, I'll get my little soapy bowl ready and wash all those things, so that's what I did today as well. And then, yeah, we slept in today, and I haven't really got much else done, but, oh, I did go out in the garden and in the greenhouse today, and it just makes me want to be out there so much. Here in the UK, with the milder temperatures, the garden is definitely starting to wake up. I'm glad to think that we're getting through the winter, but I also was like, oh, my butt's not ready to get out there yet because I want the house to be like, I just totally neglect the house when I'm out in the garden, and then just trying to get some things done in the house before I get out there and get addicted. But I saw the crocuses today when I went out there. I saw some daffodils that have bloomed. What else did I see? Well, the snowdrops have bloomed, but they have been bloomed for at least a week or two. But then I even saw some of the grape hyacinth that have flowered, and the blooms are starting to open. So yes, spring is definitely starting to arrive in the garden, and there's always lots to do. Even if I'm leaving leaves and leaves and like, I don't need to necessarily go out and cut back all my plants and take all that stuff out, because if we still have frosty nights, all the little invertebrate and bugs and animals and stuff still need the cover if we're going to have cold nights. But there's definitely things I can get done out there that won't disturb the wildlife, and we'll start to prep the garden for the season ahead, especially like Steve said, with us leaving for the summer. There's way more to do than... like with the polytunnel, when the weather gets nice, I'm going to take the polytunnel cover off. And this year, even though in the future years, maybe I'll plant in the polytunnel for the summertime, but because that's my bed that gets the most sun anyways, I'm going to take the cover off. I'll leave the frame in place, but I'm going to put all my dahlias into the bed to grow. Whereas usually I would want to do veggies and stuff in that bed. The best thing for my dahlia tubers and everything else is to get them right in the ground. And when I say ground, I mean my raised bed, because the reason we built the raised beds is because the ground is what they call hardcore. So it's all like gravel and rocks and everything else, because it's used to be where they would park vehicles because it's next to the train track. So it's not, I wouldn't be able to actually plant anything in the ground. But so planting them in the raised bed will keep them good, and they'll take care of themselves basically. So that whoever does have to water my plants, those are a bunch of plants that they won't have to water. So I will shove in tightly as much as I can in the raised beds to grow for the year. And I can take them back out in the late summer to put them back in pots or whatever I want to do with them to overwinter them. So the more I can shove into the ground in the raised beds, the less maintenance that whoever waters my plants has to do, because those ones, like I said, basically take care of themselves with the rain and everything else, unless we don't get rain. Whereas the ones in the pots will definitely need to be watered even if we get rain, because what happens is, especially like a plant like this, the rain falls down. A lot of plants will, tilt like this, and the rain will drip out, and not a lot will get into the pot. So that's why even if you get rain, pots still need to be watered. And depending what plants, especially like ferns, they like their moisture. So this week coming up, my car needs its MOT done by the 23rd, so I need to book that in right away. An MOT, I don't know what it stands for, but it has to do with like the certificate, like for your car for another year. I think you have to get it done every year to make sure that your car is roadworthy. Here in the UK, they're way more strict about the things about your car being roadworthy than they are in North America. So you will not see clunkers here. You'll not see ones that are missing mirrors or handles or if they're too rusted out. Obviously tires in Canada have to be good as well. You can't drive on balding tires. But what else? I'm trying to think of cars that you would see in North America and it wouldn't pass here. Just like junk buckets. Just, yeah, so. What else do you guys want to talk about? Why am I wearing a hat indoors? Well, that is because my roots are coming back in. And I have so many bobble hats, toques, beanies, whatever you want to call them. Lots of different hats, especially winter hats. So because we're going to be like going into spring soon, it would be weirder to wear these kind of hats. So I might as well wear them now. And I was just going through the drawer, and there's so many. So if I want to get rid of some of them, I could do what I do with other clothes and wear them on here. And once I wear them for an episode, then we can get rid of them. This one you can see is a bit small. I'll have to go through them with the kids too, because I don't even know which ones the kids want. And some of them are a little more like childlike now, and the kids probably don't want those. So I probably could get rid of a bunch of the hats and stuff. But until then, I will wear them for these. And I liked this one because this color is almost exactly the same as this hoodie, so it works. And this is brown writing, and this is more of a burgundy, but again, that works as well. So this looks good together. So I might just keep this one for wearing with this and make it an outfit. It's what I should do actually with my clothes, is make outfits that go together, and then if I have something that doesn't go with anything, then either get rid of it or find something that goes with it. Mike Ender says, I think the hoodie and toque complement you. I think you found your color. Could be wrong. Wish you well. Cheers. Thank you. Thanks. If this color suits me, that's good. I like that. I think green suits me the best because of my green eyes. But I'll take it. This is a nice color, and I paid for the hoodie and got it shipped from the United States. So I'm glad it looks good on me, because it would be bad if it didn't look good on me and I spent money on it. Water. So how are you guys? What have you done with your week? What do you guys have coming up this week? Are you able to get into the garden where you live? Are you able to open your windows and let some fresh air in? Have you done any spring cleaning? Mike says, LOL, that was funny. Green for sure, but your hair is what makes the hoodie and toque too. Take care. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Like beige. And yeah, cool. I literally just had a shower before this. That's why my hair is still wet as per usual. Like, it's still, like, back here is like totally not dry at all. But so by the end of it, it might be dry. But it's just, it's so exhausting feeling like crap. And I feel even worse for Steve, because I don't remember if I told you this last week, but honestly, if he keeps having a fever, he's going to have to go to the hospital. But he's been even more sick than me, and it's like he got something else again. And I know he has more of a compromised immune system, but yeah, he's had a fever the last week or two, and just can't get better. And it's worse for him too, because I'm at home, so if I need to sit down, I mean, he is his own boss, so if he needs to sit down or stay home, he can. But at the same time, he works outside the house, so if he has meetings, if he needs to go to work, it's not the same as me if I want to just lie on the couch and play on my phone, or even, well, I can't sneak back to bed because I have to watch the puppy during the day, but I can lie on the couch and the dogs can play here or whatever. But You know what I'm saying? It's totally different with me being at home, being sick, than it is for him having to get out and go to work. So not only is he more sick, he has to work harder than me, and I feel bad for him. So let's try and send him positive healing energy. That's all you got to do. Think positive thoughts, direct them towards people, energy. That's how it works. And it can cross distances that you would not believe. Also, that's why they say your words matter and everything else, because everything, even your intentions, your thoughts, everything has energy, and you're putting it out there whether you realize it or not. You know, when you like, when you talk about manifestation and you say like, oh, I want a brand new car, and then so you're writing it on your board saying brand new car, you have a picture of a brand new car, and you're like, well, why isn't this manifestation stuff working? First of all, it's only going to happen if it's for your best and higher good. Your spirit team knows if it's something that's for your best and higher good, but also if it's going to happen, it's not on your schedule. It'll happen when it's supposed to happen. Not only that, the problem is for most people is that when you manifest something, you really need to believe it. So you got to picture yourself in your new car. You got to believe that it's already on its way. It's going to be there. You already own it. Whereas a lot of people will have the picture up. They'll say, I want a brand new car. But then in their mind, the second voice will say, but you don't deserve it. Well, as if that's going to happen. Like, where are you going to get that from? How are you going to afford that? Like all these negative thoughts. And guess what? Just like the positive thought is of, I'm going to get a new car, or I already have a new car, or whatever, all the negative things are being put out there as well. So for one positive, you might say 5 negative. So the universe is going to attract like for like, right? So if you're doing 1 positive and 5 negative, what are you getting back? So that's how it works with manifesting. So when you want to manifest something, you need to put it out there, believe it's already happened on some timeline. You already own it. You already have it. It doesn't have to be material possessions. It can be, I used to always say that I was lazy. I'm so lazy, and that's why I don't do that, because I'm lazy. Well, obviously, if you say it, you're going to believe it, and you're going to act like it, and you're going to do it. So I stopped saying that I'm lazy, because I'm not lazy. Sometimes I'm not motivated to do certain things. If there's something I want to do, I get off my butt and do it. So I've stopped saying I'm lazy. I've stopped saying, what else did I used to say about myself? Oh, that I was late. I was late all the time. I know, the rambling hour, and I will take the blame. It's my fault I'm late. If I wanted to be on time, I definitely could, so you guys can beat me up for that. But I used to be late for events and different things, and I just said, oh, that's just how I am. I'm always late. But no, it wasn't until, and yes, Dr. Phil is controversial, so whatever, but the advice is good. It was that when a person is late, it means that they don't respect the other person's time. Now, yes, there are situations where the train or the bus or whatever is late, and like the things that might be beyond your control. But for the most part, if you have a job interview or something really matters, if you're going to meet somebody famous that you really want to meet or something that really matters, you won't be late, because it matters. When you respect someone's time, it matters. If you are late for something, it's telling that person that I'm sorry, but my time is more important than your time. So I'm not bothered that I'm late and that I'm wasting your time. So when I thought about that, I thought, how true that is, and how it really is a choice if you want to be late or not. And since then, I've stopped saying I'm always late. I actually purposely give myself way more time so that I'm early to something. So if I'm meeting someone for coffee, I might be even 20 minutes early, maybe not 20, but even if I am 20 minutes early, I won't go into the place where we're going to meet, but I might sit in the car and read my book or whatever, but I know that I'm on time already. So I always give myself that extra time so that I know I'm not late. Now I've switched that around, and I am on time or early, right? Early for something. And it's in whether you believe in the manifestation of it or the mindset or the just making your routine different. I'm on, oh, and you got to say the positive, right? You got to, like, you don't say late, because I'm not late. If you say I'm not late, all the universe is hearing is 2 negatives, not and late, instead of I'm early. I'm on time, whichever one you want. If you want to be on time or you want to be even early, even if it's 2 minutes, 5 minutes early. Like I said, it doesn't mean you have to walk in early. You don't have to go into whatever early. You just get to the place early so that you're ready to go and be on time. What else do you guys want to talk about? It is funny how, like, so many people will talk about certain things in my life, or especially if you've known me for most of my life and you know how negative I was and how, I guess looking back, I can see it, and a lot of people said that I've always had confidence, which I was always confident in myself. I always liked myself. There was things about myself I didn't like, but for the most part, I liked hanging out with myself. I thought I was pretty cool. Didn't understand why no one really wanted to be my friend. I do now because I realize how strong my personality was and how negative I could be and how there were certain things about me that weren't appealing to be around. So now I understand what it was about me that made people not necessarily want to hang around me. But I always liked myself. So I can see how that confidence came out of me even when I was younger. However, I was a very negative person for a lot of time, especially before I was on medication for my depression. And so there's all these things that people see about me now. Thanks for whoever's like doing the fireworks and the balloons and stuff. There's things about me now that people see and admire, and they say like, oh, well, you know, like even the manifestation stuff, like how I have a loving partner and a great relationship, and boy, isn't she lucky. Or a nice home, or the things that, you know, like, there's a few things with that. Like, I was listening to, it's like bands. When a band becomes famous, people are like, wow, they're so lucky. They don't realize that that band has been together for like 30 years, and 15 or 20 years of that, they weren't famous. They've been working their butts off since they were like 15 years old in their garage. And they finally made it after lots of hard work, playing little gigs and everything else, right? So it's the same thing with who else was I listening, or authors, or like even actors or things like that. Sometimes if you look in the past of all the little jobs they had to take and things like that, you wouldn't realize how hard they had to work to get where they are. So it's the same thing with like who I am now and what I have now. Yes, I will admit that it is lucky of me that Steve has worked his butt off to get the financial stuff that we have. But I also believed that I would have this life. I believed that I deserved this life. And after my first marriage fell apart, I knew that I was not going to settle for anything less than exactly what I wanted, because relationships are hard. And I never thought my marriage would fail in the first place, let alone having a second or third marriage that would fail. So I wasn't going to be in another relationship unless it was exactly what I wanted in life and it had everything that I wanted to offer. And it's so hard for me to see people in relationships now where I can see that the relationship is the wrong person and it's not satisfying to necessarily either party. They love each other. You know, both people love each other and they're trying to make it work, but you can just see that it's not the right fit. They don't want the same things out of life. They're not going in the same directions. They're not the same people they might have been when they first started dating or whatever. Sometimes love is great. You're going to love more than one person in your life, and you're going to love, and not just like romantic love, but you're going to love your friends, there's love is great, and you can love people, but it doesn't mean it's the right person to be with. When you're with the right person, you both are helping each other be better people without losing your individuality as well. Just by being yourself, you're inspiring the other person to be the best them they can be, and just feed. And I said that I wanted a partner. I wanted someone who put into the relationship as much as I did. And we both got out of the relationship the same. And I love that I'm with somebody who loves me as much as I love them, and I don't question that at all. But, and the same thing with me being positive most of the time, and this gorgeous smile that I don't have to fake anymore, is this didn't just happen. I didn't just like go from I wouldn't say irrational, like over emotional, like crazy Lisa May that, you know, like just emotions everywhere and whatever, like as a teenager and a young adult and all that stuff. I didn't just go from that and then mature into this just naturally. I have done therapy. I've had counselors. I even had, when my antidepressants stopped working, the doctor tried me on different ones and they weren't working. So once we tried me on like 3 or 4, and then he referred me to a psychiatrist, because they're the ones who can do the prescriptions, because they're the specialist in that area. So because he was prescribing me medications, but they weren't working, I had to go to the psychiatrist to find what medication might work for me or what to do next. So at the same time, I had a counselor and a psychiatrist trying to find out what meds, and as you know, since I was 18, I've been on antidepressants, and yes, sometimes they can stop working. That happens with drugs. Your body just gets used to them, and they stop being effective, so you have to change. So yeah, therapy, medication, in my case. Not everybody needs medication, and journaling, and having, like, removing negative people from my life and avoiding them at all costs if I can. Sunshine and happiness, trying to like have a happy, clean environment and trying to have bright sunshine as much as I can, even if it's my sad lamp or, yeah, I just need that happy, bright environment to, but most of it, like I said, has been journaling and therapy and self-help and reading books and doing all this work on myself, because guess what? The only person who has to live with you forever is you. So if you can't even stand yourself, then there's a problem. So I wanted to make me into somebody that I wanted to be around all the time. I wanted to see me as the person I knew I could be, not crying all the time or, you know, feeling sorry for myself or whatever. So I worked on me for me, and that just makes me a better me for my partner, my kids, my family and friends and everything else. But it is funny how my point way in the beginning was that people will look at me and say like, oh, look how positive Lisa is and her outlook on life and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And some people might be sickened at it and think like, well, she can't be that happy all the time. And I'm not happy all the time, but you fake it till you make it. And the other thing is that it's funny. Okay, so my point is people will comment on certain things about me. And then I'll say, okay, well, the way that I got to that was to do this, this, and this. And then they'll be like, oh, well, that's not for me, or I don't believe in that. And, you know, like, no, I tried that and it didn't work. It's like, oh, okay, well, don't be surprised if you don't get the results that I got if you're not willing to take the steps that I got. Like when I was in shape for that brief period a couple of years ago, which I will get to again, I didn't just get that way. Yes, I might have told you guys, hey, I had another week of working out. It was great. But saying it isn't the same as actually doing it every day. Like, I had to do the work to get the results. So it's the same thing with anything in life. To have this home look the way it is, even if Steve was the one who made the money to afford a nice home like this, it doesn't just look like it does from money. It's the hard work that goes into it to make it lovely and everything else. It's, yeah, so you got to do the work to get the results. Wow. Yeah, well, that's what Rambling Hour is. I can ramble. That's what I posted the other day, like how I said I'm supposed to be outside for an hour a day for my daily photo of the day. Let me just take a drink because my throat's dry from rambling. And when I posted the other day, I said that because of the low energy, I don't have the like physical energy to like ramble around the community and look at things and do my outdoor pictures and stuff. But rambling this way, there's not very much that will stop this rambling, even when I'm ill. So I remember, I've told you guys this before probably too, when I got my wisdom teeth taken out when I was in like high school, so later teenager, I had all 4 taken out and 2 were sideways, so they had to cut them into pieces to get out. So all 4 taken out at the same time. And they said that it might be a few days before I'm going to be able to talk or whatever. Like, that afternoon, I was on the phone talking to my friends and stuff. Like, yeah, it's not a lot that stops this. But when I do get like laryngitis or something where I lose my voice, boy, are the people around me happy for a break. The other thing is, silent treatment. I have never been good at the silent treatment. You know when you get mad at somebody, like your friend or your spouse or whatever, and you're like, oh, I'm just not going to talk to you then. Yeah, I just can't. It's like after a few minutes, yeah. But the other thing that Steve said when we were in IKEA yesterday and I was talking, and he was like, whoa, 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 slow down. And I was like, oh no, he said something about, I can't remember how he worded it, but I'm like, what? What? The speed or the volume? Because I talk really loud and in public. That can be embarrassing. But he was talking about the speed, and I said, oh, I wonder if it's because I listened to my podcast on double speed that not only did I talk fast before, but that maybe I am starting to speak even faster because I listened to my podcast on double speed. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. Mom said your, but I'm not sure why, unless she's correcting a word I messed up, which is possible. There used to be a TV show called Blossom. It had Mayim Bialik on it, the one that played, what was her name on Big Bang Theory? Sheldon's wife. So Mayim Bialik played Blossom, and her best friend on the show's character's name was Six. That was played by Jenna Von Oy. And Six spoke really, really fast. So I remember growing up, me and Rachel, my best friend growing up, we were like Blossom and Six. And it's funny because when I watch Mayim Bialik on her like different TikToks and stuff, she's still, her silliness and everything else still does remind me of Rachel. And then, I have even in the last like however many years, people have still referenced me talking fast to Six if they remember her. I'm still trying to remember what Sheldon's wife's name was. Like, what was Mayim's character name on Big Bang Theory? Mom says, you're not kidding. I'm assuming she's talking about me talking fast. Look, I have so much ice and no water left now. I gotta wait for it to melt a little bit. Well, I haven't taken down the Valentine's decorations. So like I said, on Wednesday on Valentine's Day, we babysat Jackson. I need to clean the living room and dining room properly and take photos of the Valentine's decorations, and I can take them down. I can put up the St. Patrick's Day stuff, and the Easter stuff is ready to come down. It's already sitting near the entrance of the loft because, like I said, I organized the loft. So spring and St. Patrick's Day stuff, spring, Easter, and St. Patrick's Day stuff can come down, and I can decorate with that as soon as I get this stuff done. What was I about to say? I don't remember. Nope, totally gone. So, I have to babysit Samantha's kids this week, only for a few hours, so that's exciting. And because I have seen them, but not like I haven't babysat them or spent lots of time with them lately. Tyla's been here with Erica, but not the little ones. So, no, my brain's still. I don't know if it was something I was going to do or something that I have done. I don't remember what I was going to say. But if it comes back to me, I will tell you. As far as tonight, Steve's out with his mates, and so when I'm done this, I don't know, I've had a headache, like last night before I went to sleep, I got this really bad headache, and every time I woke up in the night, I still had it, and even in the morning, I had this headache, and I don't know if it has to do with the sickness, because Steve says he's had a headache too, Erica has a headache as well, but it hasn't gone away, and I don't know if it has to do with the sinuses. And something that I thought about and also is true is that even though it's nice having milder temperatures here and living in a milder climate environment, the other thing is that, especially with the temperatures rising now, and they even said it on the news, even though I could tell you already because my eyes were itchy, and then the sinuses, is that the pollen count is high, and so living here as opposed to on the prairies in Canada means a nicer, milder growing season and get to be out in the garden more, but that also means more hay fever. So I don't know if this is just hay fever headache with the sinuses or what's going on, but I have a headache right now, and I've had it like for yeah, nearly 24 hours, this headache specifically. Chicken. I made chicken thighs for dinner tonight. I made chips for the kids, and I made like just canned tomatoes, and I added some corn and peas and mixed herbs to it to make just the vegetables with the chicken thighs. So that's what I made for supper today. I made sausages. Well, me and Steve had a full English breakfast yesterday for our dinner because we didn't eat at IKEA, so we went to Morrison's and had a full English breakfast. So that was like tomato, mushrooms. For me, I had black pudding, beans, like canned beans, and one fried egg, sausages, bacon. And with mine, I had fried bread, which is not healthy and not carb free. It's literally bread fried in like oil or grease or whatever. And then Steve had toast with his, and his was similar but no black pudding. I like black pudding. So we had that for dinner last night, and but the night before I had made sausages at home, so the kids had sausages left over. What did I make with the sausages? A salad, and how quickly my mind forgets what I made. I remember making salad, sausages. I don't know. I can't think. I can't remember. Yeah, so what I was saying that after I'm done my live with this headache and everything, I might just I might play on my phone. I need to catch up on some things, and then I might just go to the sleep. Although I did sleep in today, so I don't know how tired I'll be when it is time to sleep. Me and Steve watched the movie Role Play last night with Kaylee Kuko. It was entertaining enough. It was a bit slow, and I think the way that it ended, it set it up for that it might come, like there might be sequels to it. Sam says, "Hi Lisa." So Sam Harley Wilmore, I saw Sam this week when I was doing grocery shopping. Oh yeah, that's something I did one of the days this week as well. That just passed. When I was grocery shopping, I saw Sam, so I got to meet her for the first time. Steve hasn't met her in real life yet either, but it was great seeing her. And Sam, you know what we didn't do? We should have taken a picture together, which I thought about after. But yeah, it was good seeing Sam and meeting her. And my brain is just not. Oh, so I haven't colored my February. So the calendar that my stepson Owen got me for Christmas, it's a coloring calendar. And remember I said that for Steve's sake, before bed, the only thing I would color is the coloring calendar once a month. So I did January's, but it's already February 18th. And I haven't done my February picture yet. So maybe I'll do that when I get upstairs. I don't know what, so Blue October has come to, the UK for their tour in the spring for the last 2 years, as you guys know, that I've gone to see Blue October, one of my favorite bands, and because I was going to tell you guys again what's happening this spring, but, I looked at their tour dates, and I don't even know if they're coming to the UK at all for this tour, but definitely not in the spring all the way to the end of June. And then we're in Canada for July and August, which they're not in Canada for any of those dates either. But yeah, so I don't know when Blue October's coming back to the UK. But because I know that there was something that I kept forgetting about in the spring to tell you guys about, and I think it was that like if they were coming, it would have been Blue October. But other than that, you know, there's birthdays. There's Mother's Day for here in the UK. Mother's Day is in March, whereas in North America it's in May. Father's Day is in June. In both places it's the same day. Easter we have obviously. What else did I say is coming up in the spring? Now I can't remember. Oh, party for Steve's parents with his mom turning 80 and his dad turning 75, and them celebrating their 30-something wedding anniversary. Sam said, "Oh yes, next time we will. So lovely to finally meet you." That's true. And you looked good when we saw each other, but I didn't necessarily because I was just going grocery shopping. And the only time I put effort into my appearance is mostly Sundays for my rambling hour. And sometimes not even that much. And if I go out on a date with Steve or somebody's birthday, these are starting to look like puppy dog ears or something, like sticking out too much from my hat. So let's see my roots, hat hair, and itchy. It's not that bad, but it's enough that I need to do my roots again. So I just use it as an excuse again to wear a hat, like I said. But in the like cartoon thing, it sticks up more like that. But because this hat's a little bit small, I can't get it to look like the cartoon. So oh boy, plants. Like I said, I was in the greenhouse today. Something else that I want to do, like I'm working on my house plants and learning more about them and everything else, but I've got like some little jars and things from like B&M, like it's just like kind of like what things you get from the dollar store in North America, but to do like mini terrariums, just like little mosses or just making little environments with the lid on that have humidity in them, so you don't have to do much to them often. But yeah, so I want to try making some of those. So I need to go outside and find some different mosses in my own garden. You don't want to take moss from out in the environment because it might need to be there. You know, it's good to leave the environment. But if I have moss growing in between stones, like stepping stones, like the sidewalk or wherever, places I don't want it, I can take that moss and put it into my little terrariums and find different plants that can grow into terrariums, even if they're ones from a shop, but like mini, I just want to make mini terrariums. So, oh, the other thing is Samantha, not Sam, but Samantha. So that's how I differentiate between the two when I'm on here. Samantha is the one with Tyler, Spencer, and Danielle. But Samantha, they have axolotls. Like Tyler, her oldest daughter, has axolotls. And Samantha's finally kept some of the babies alive. So within the next few weeks, they're going to be able to leave. And so I am going to be the proud mummy of some baby axolotls. And so I need to get a big tank for them. Axolotls, they're basically water salamanders. Like they never lose their little wing things and become land dwelling as well as water. They just stay in the water the whole time. And they like more like longer space. So I think I told you guys this last week actually, because I remember saying this. So like a longer, shorter tank is better than a tall, deep tank. They like more ground space to go on than depth to swim in. So axolotls, that's coming up in the next few weeks. So I need to find whether it's used or new. I need to find a nice size fish tank. I have a couple fish tanks, but they're not. They need to be resealed and the lids are broken, and they were ones that Steve had before I even got here. So I haven't thrown them away or got rid of them because I am going to use them as terrariums. But again, because they need to be resealed, they're not fully sealed. I mean, I guess I could just, I don't know, use caulking or something, but I'm going to make them into nice environments because they'll be like mini greenhouses, even if some air gets into them. But excited about the axolotls. I will let you guys know more about those as I know more as well. And I've been looking at axolotl tanks and stuff, and you can have live plants in with them and everything else. So again, besides having something living in there, living like animals, I will have different plants in there as well. So it can be my own little whole little landscape, tropical landscape for them. So and that is exciting. But with all these hobbies and such, there's just not enough hours and time and energy for me to do everything that I always want to do. But, I just go in circles, just maintain. Plants, kids, husband, cleaning, whatever else, eating sometimes, food, making different recipes. I just do a little bit of a circle dance in my life to try a little bit of everything, right? Just like we did last week doing crafts and treats. That gets me in the kitchen, that gets me doing crafting, and even if it's only a few times a year, it's more than I would do if I didn't do anything. So, like I said, this is the last episode of this season. If I have nothing else to do next Sunday, I'll just start my new season. Otherwise, I might take a week off, but who knows, maybe I'll save the week off for a time that I actually need it. Like, yeah, because I can't think of anything this coming up weekend that is, you know, I'm not going anywhere. As far as I know, I'm not doing anything. The only thing I had planned, like even this weekend, like that just passed, is going to IKEA with Steve. But like I said, why I thought about waiting till Saturday to go to IKEA instead of going during the week was like dumb. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I thought about like with our death positivity and funeral planning and all that kind of stuff. I will do new questions, and hopefully we're getting on that and doing those things, saying that you guys need to keep on me to get my will done, because I still don't have my will done, and me and Steve need to do that. We need to get that in place. But what I was thinking, maybe even starting next week, is doing like whatever we have, 29 questions, 30 questions, just starting them from the beginning again and talking about the ones that we already have, because it gives people who are behind a chance to catch up. It gives people who haven't even started a chance to start from the beginning again, including myself. Although, like I've told you my answers on here, I need to write them in my book. And I need to work on my will. Even if it's just a general will, we need to get that done. So no word on the visas yet. As you guys know, that we did that a couple weeks ago. And what day was that we did that? I can't remember now what day our biometrics were. But they said up to 8 weeks to hear a response. And of course, you guys will know when I know. Or I'll probably post it on Facebook or Instagram or whatever when I know. But yeah, no word yet. So I'm excited that we're making plans for Canada. Camping with my family is the first thing that we're planning, because my sister-in-law has to book the sites that we're going to be camping in. So once I know exactly what days we're camping with my family, I can make more other plans around that for our Canadian trip, including when we are planning on leaving here and when we are planning on getting back here for the summertime. So, last Sunday after my live, my sister Melody, she called me and dropped in on the Echo show in my kitchen and in her kitchen, and she knew that I'd be cleaning up after the live, so we got to talk like that, and it was very cool because it felt like a visit with her. And it's so true, though. The thing that frustrates us and why we don't do it more often is the time difference with the 7 hours. So weekends might work, but like right now, where it's like almost 9 o'clock here, it's almost 2 o'clock in the afternoon there. So it's times that we're both awake and we're both able to talk, if you know, but I think it's probably the same. She probably still works every second Saturday, but also she works during the week. So if it's afternoon for me, she's still sleeping or maybe getting up to go to work. And then when it's afternoon for her, I'm already in bed sleeping. So yeah, when I want to talk to her, she's either at work or, you know, so it's just that the timing doesn't work for us, except maybe on weekends. But I still think it's really cool that we can drop in on each other and chat and video chat and visit with each other in the kitchens, like as if we were just stopping by each other's home for coffee or tea. And I just miss my family, but I'm so grateful for technology. And I remember like growing up, like when a cousin would like move away for a while or whatever, it didn't stop the family from being the family. You know, like everybody would still talk about how people are doing, and you were still updated on both sides of the family what everybody's doing. So even though I'm the one who moved away now, I know that our families are still close and big, and that it's not like I've left the family. I know that I'm still part of it and still included in conversations, and people keep me updated on other people, yada yada. So what else can I tell you about? At least my hair's drying now, but no, my brain has nothing in it. Or my head has nothing in it. No, it has a brain. It's just not working right now. I think I've done well for rambling. I have some ideas for some guests and stuff like that too, so I need to get my butt in gear and actually set those things up so that we can have other ramblers with us on our Sundays. But even if it's me talking to myself or a few of you guys watching, new or old or my regulars, it's just, I still love doing this, and I'm going to keep doing this. Even if it's only an online journal and I'm talking to myself, because yes, this is what I'm going to do. Like I said, I'm in the same place every week for people who want to visit with me. If they don't show up, that's on them, but at least I'm making the effort to be with my friends and family on this coffee date or water date on a Sunday. So, and trying to make it work for time zones, right? Most people are home on Sundays, so, and it's not too early. It's not like I'm doing this at 7 a.m. for my Canadian family on Sundays. What else? Kids are all fine. Dogs are fine. Nothing to report. Just excited about Canada. Excited about spring, and obviously, and the weather and being in the garden and everything else. But I'm also excited about Canada and making plans and that becoming closer. Not taking anything for granted. Still enjoying each day. So, yeah, I want to live in the future, but I'm definitely excited about the future. But I'm still living in the moment and enjoying each day. I love our house. It just gets better and better. I try to improve on things, whether it's just cleaning or making things look prettier or whatever. I'm always trying to improve to make things feel better, look better, and be better, including myself. Oh, I got a pair of sweatpants from the same Earth, Wind, and Plants. I'll wear those on my live one of these days. They say they're very similar to this color, but they're not exactly this color. Sweatpants, and on them they have the other saying, the Plant Lovers Club, like the green hoodie that I wore before. So, yeah. If there's a theme that you want me to do for my lives or that you can think of, let me know, because that could be exciting too. Yeah. So, if there's nothing else, which I can't think of anything besides my big fat finger, we are at like 56 minutes. I have 4 minutes to make it an hour. I'm so thirsty, but I only have ice. There might be a little bit of water down there now. Hang on. Next time I should put more water and less ice. I'll still keep drinking that. I can go in the kitchen and fill it up again. There's no excuse. We have a fridge that makes ice, and it has the filtered water, like, that goes through it, right? Because it's connected to the water. So I can fill this up with cold, filtered water from the fridge. So I have no excuse not to drink water. Except that it makes me have to pee. But that's okay, because so does Pop. So, yeah, so I felt like a kitchen witch today. I mean, not today, this week, when I was doing my pestle and mortar and making my potion that I call a curry. So it is cool that whether I consider myself a witch or not, I am like a garden witch and a kitchen witch and a spiritual witch and all different type of witchy things. So that's exciting as well. Trying to write down my dreams in my journal more if I remember them, or just even the basic things, like the things that stood out the most. Like a couple nights ago, me and Steve had a daughter, like a 3 or 4 year old daughter. Her name was Kayla, which is a name that me and Steve probably wouldn't choose, like either of us. Nothing wrong with the name. It's just not a name that I would think would be on either of our radars. She had like bigger curls than this. And they weren't as tight as this or Erica's, like really tight curls, but they were like big, like not wavy. They were still like curls, but she had like hair to about like her shoulders, and she was just so cute. And it was like a dark blonde, and yeah, she was just such a cutie. Her name was Kayla, and yeah, what does that mean? I don't know, but could be a different timeline. It's definitely not happening now in this life. So who knows but what dreams mean or whatever. But I'm trying to write down more of them and keeping track of them and seeing the similarities, the themes, the things, and what I'm supposed to be learning or such from my dreams. But all these things take like so much time. Like if you want to do everything, like even my dreams, if I want to write it down and it's a long dream, then it could take hours to even write down. And like there's only so many hours in a day, so like that's why I said I'm only writing them down if it feels significant. And even then, not necessarily all the detail, just like, so what did I take away from that dream? That it was a girl, that she was 3, that she was mine and Steve's, and that her name was Kayla. What it means. I didn't write down all the stuff about what we did, that we played at this, and we went in the garden, and we did this, and I didn't write all that stuff down, just the relevant stuff. Anyways, guys, it was nice to catch up with you again for another Sunday. I am going to chill, and like I said, I think actually I'm gonna just color a bit and then decide if I want to go to sleep or what. But I love you guys. I love catching up with you guys. It's another Sunday, another season done. This is season 13 conclusion, and season 14 coming up next. And hopefully we have lots of exciting things that we'll do. Who knows? Like I said, if you have any requests for me to do things or say things or whatever you guys want, themes, whatever you guys think for my lives, let me know. If you want to be my guest, or if you know someone who you think would be a good guest, let me know. Mom says bye, Lisa, and a blowing a kiss, blowing a heart face. And yes, so I love you guys, and I will see you next week or the week after, but probably next week because I can't think of anything else that I'm doing, and it's only an hour, and I enjoy this with you guys. So, all right, I love you guys. Bye. Have a great week.